Hey, what's going on, folks? It's your man J-Dub Life. Welcome back to the channel. So you may have noticed I've shaved my golden locks off. I just had a Britney Spears moment and just whacked it off.
Leave Britney alone! Please!
But today, I decided to do something serious today. Well, semi-serious. You know how I am. But I wanted to go more into my life growing up as a witness, since I've actually gotten a lot of requests on that. I even wrote out a script and everything. I'm being a big boy today. Now, I do want to stress, there are many people I still care about in the organization. I mean, yes, they're kind of brainwashed in a way, but they're still good people. So I will never talk bad about the people themselves. Yes, there are some bad people in the religion, but don't think they're all that way, because if you think all Jehovah's Witnesses are abusers and evil people, well...
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
So to get into it, once again, I was born in. My parents are still in. My dad was pretty much an elder most of my life growing up, and my mom was a regular pioneer until I was well in my 20s. I was in a fairly strict home, but it was mostly my mom that was the enforcer. Me and my sister never really had a relationship with my mom. I mean, she put off that vibe that she didn't really like us. She never hugged us or told us she loved us. Just not an emotional family at all. She kept us fed, and that's about it. There was a lot of arguing and yelling in the home, that witness true love facade. I went to school up until 10th grade when homeschooling started becoming a big thing for the witnesses. It's all about keeping us kids isolated from the threats of Timmy and his box of Transformers at school. I hated school with a passion, even though I excelled at reading, spelling, and I loved history a lot. And if you've seen me, my head was always in a book. But a big reason why was that it was bred into me that people outside of Jehovah's Witnesses, the worldly people, as they call it, were considered bad association, so I was always told to keep my distance. And most of the time in school, from kindergarten to high school, I never really made friends. And it was that weird kid who always had to sit down when the Pledge of Allegiance was done, or when the holiday festivities came around and I had to go back to the back of the class or go to the library alone while everyone else had harmless fun. And you know what? That really sucked. I just wanted to be a kid. And I will say this, if you are a Jehovah's Witness watching this, please, please let your kid be normal and just let them enjoy their youth, because they will remember this and they'll be like me on here griping about it. So more into the belly of the beast as the org. I gave my first talk at, I think I was about 7. You may think that's super young, but I was really good at reading, so they wanted me in the school very early. I was really small, so I couldn't use the podium, so they got me a stepladder, and I would get up there and hold my Bible and my piece of paper, talking about the subject they had picked out for me. I still remember that day very good. My mom got me this awful looking multicolored plaid jacket from the thrift store, and I cried because it was so ugly and I did not want to wear it. But the show must go on, so I had to get up there and, be a circus act. Now, a little bit more about being a young child in an organization. I developed anxiety at a very young age. I mean, when you're subjugated to books such as Revelation, its grand climax, which depicts very weird and scary images of monsters and such, that's not easy for a kid to process. And the organization is classified as a doomsday religion. And being told weekly that God will punish all those that misbehave and Armageddon will come and destroy all his enemies, you can only imagine when a storm would roll in, my anxiety was through the roof, because I thought that the end had arrived and hoping I was good enough to survive it.
Certainty, the time when God executes the wicked and starts off the 1,000-year reign by Jesus Christ? No. But it did give us a glimmer of light. It says, possibly the time when God executes the wicked and starts off the 1,000-year reign of his Son, Jesus Christ.
Once I gave my first talk, it was like, oh, we got us an upcoming elder one day, as they would say. And of course, I did just that. I didn't become an elder, but I did work hard to obtain that. But something magical happened to me. So I became a ministerial servant at 17, and I thought that was the life. Holding mics, doing parts of the meeting, people telling me good job. I just ate that stuff up. But the day had come when my dad was like, you need to get a job, which I did. I wanted a car because I was pioneering, and sharing a car with my mom was not the ideal thing to do. And I had small jobs and such, but it happened that the place my dad was working wanted new people. And my dad told me to apply, and he would make sure I got a job there, which he did. But here's the kicker. So I was put on second shift. Yes, if you're a witness back then, when we had 2 meetings a night, mine were on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. So needless to say, the elders were like, listen here, we can't let you be a servant with this job. So if you want to still be one, you need to quit your job. And let me tell you, I was making really good money. Like an 18-year-old kid just banking the cash. You know, I had car and bill payments. So, you know, I couldn't just quit my job. Plus, I mean, the money was nice. Now, you may think hearing my story so far, it don't sound too bad. But when I told the elders I'm keeping my job, the gates of hell opened up. They tell me that they are disappointed in me and that I'm choosing a job over Jehovah. And typically they announce on Thursday nights if someone is getting disfellowshipped or someone's getting removed from an elder or servant. But oh no, not me. They knew I wouldn't be there on Thursday night, so while I'm there at a Sunday meeting, they announced that I'm no longer a servant. My stomach dropped and this rush of heaviness just hit my body. I mean, you could feel the tension in the air while people are trying not to gasp or look at you. And of course, when people hear when somebody has been removed, they automatically assume you have done something really bad. It's usually something sex related. It's gonna go right there every time. But go figure. But when that happened, of course, the soft shunning immediately happened. Like they didn't know who I was anymore and that I'm clearly bad association now. But that's what started that glimmer of light and put me down the path of critical thinking. Now, I'm going to do this in parts because I know it's not easy to watch long videos and I have the attention span of a squirrel. So, you know, I don't want to do that to you. But I hope you enjoy listening to some more about me. But stay tuned because I have a lot more juicy stuff that's happened while I've been in the organization. Until next time, I'll see you later. Cue that epic ending.